Hey Tauruses, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be doing a January reading for you guys. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and second house placements, okay? So we're going to start off just with the tarot and see what the energies are for you guys going into January, the main energies. So I'm just going to pull two cards to see what the main themes of January are for Taurus, okay? Make sure you like, subscribe, and share my channel. It means a lot to me. And hit the bell notification because I've been doing live readings periodically, okay? So I'm using the Light Seers Tarot. Let's see what messages. They did have the Wheel of Fortune wanting to come out, so maybe it will come out later, but I wasn't quite ready to pull cards yet. Taurus. Okay. Let's see, we got Six of Swords, okay? So some of you guys are maybe traveling, healing, moving away from something where a cycle is finally complete for you. You've come full circle, you've learned all your lessons, you feel like it's done, you feel like we've got the world here, okay? So could be this Capricorn energy, but it's like it's finally finalized, this project, this thing, and you're now moving away. As you move away, you might have to encounter some turbulent waters or emotions, but I feel like you are going to reach like recovery, healing, and you are going to be at a better place, okay? But I feel like you're at a pretty good place with this world, all right? So I feel like you've kind of learned all the lessons you needed to learn, and it's time to move on here, okay? Could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be friends, it could be something, anything like that, but that's cool. The World is a really cool card to get. You're like, you've reached your final destination, okay? So let's pull some from the signs from Spirit and see what energies you have to let go as you go into January, okay? What does Taurus need to grieve or let go of here? Fate. Wow. This is, and mourning, interesting. Some of you guys might have felt like, you know, your desired outcome of what you were hoping to get out of something was not what you got. But in the end, fate wins every time, right? And I feel like letting go of controlling fate and just allowing the cards to play out as they're gonna play here, right? Because you can't necessarily control everything. I know as a Taurus, you might kind of want to with, you know, being an earth sign, it's like needing to have that sense of control. But I feel like you guys are letting go of your need to control fate, because as you saw with this world and all the experiences you went through, you can't dictate it all the time. It's just things are going to happen, okay? So interesting that we got mourning and Six of Swords, because I feel like this is a similar energy. The Six of Swords is all about healing and gathering, you know, yourself and moving forward. And I feel like that's what you're doing. And your mourning may feel like it's taking a little bit longer, but I feel like you guys will eventually get there, okay? So I'm going to pull from this Healers of the Earth Oracle and see what supporting energies I have as you guys go into January. Now, I'm going to pull 3 of these cards, okay? So what energies are supporting you? Don't forget your umbrella. Foresight, preparedness, contingency plan. Okay. So some of you guys might have just like shut a door, but you haven't looked at what you're doing in front of you. So make sure you're preparing for where you're going. The high road, doing the right thing, loyalty and ethics. Don't forget your, you know, where your loyalties lie, where people have been loyal to you, and the things that have kept you structured here. And then we got opportunity, timelessness, and pay attention. I feel like timing is going to be a big thing. We've got the 1111 here. So if you guys have been seeing that, this is confirmation, okay? This is like the cutest card in this deck. I love it. This is from Mandy Peterson. I just got it, and I love this deck. So this is like on the cover, but opportunity, timelessness, and pay attention, all right? So I feel like 2 of these cards are kind of about paying attention and making sure you're paying attention to details. Don't just like aimlessly get on this boat without preparation. There's actually 2 kind of water and boats here. So there might be some, like I said initially, emotions that rise up in the beginning of your journey, and you're just going to have to navigate through it. But an answer to that is taking the high road. Always do the right thing, okay? When you're conflicted, you just follow your ethics. I feel like Tauruses are really good with that, okay? Got a horse, a bunny, and then this umbrella with the rain and the birds, which is very, very interesting. So I do feel like you guys have a lot of emotions going into January and a lot of things that you have to sift through emotionally, all right? But so far, it's a pretty succinct reading here. So I'm going to do what's going on with the feminine versus the masculine for the mental, emotional, and headspace. I'm going to use the Mystic Moon Oracle deck, and then I'm going to clarify it by the wisdom of the House of the Night, okay? So let's see the feminines, mental, emotional, and physical, and same thing for the masculine. And then clarified by this wisdom of the House of the Night. Oh, wow, that, okay. Oh, I guess I missed two of these. Okay. All right. Alrighty. Okay. So in her mental space, the feminine has, wow, 2 burning candles. I don't know if that's significant to you guys. That's really interesting, but it's kind of like a flame that, you know, it could be fire like igniting in you, like a passion, but it's a devotion and it's a loyalty. And I already just pulled that other card about loyalty and ethics. So she's trying to stay devoted to her passion, her mission, what she feels like has always been in her value system, okay? So mentally, she's very attached to those things still. She's very dedicated towards that burning flame, whatever that is for her, and it could be her feelings for her masculine, okay? Emotionally, we've got nostalgia and listening. So you guys are listening to your heart here, I feel like, about the past to help you guide you forward. Even though the world was like you finished your cycle and everything was done, I feel like you're still listening to the past lessons and you're paying attention. I love that, okay? And then, wow, we've got Union and High Priestess of Spirit. And this is in her physical space. So I do feel like physically she feels either that her masculine or, you know, your masculine is going to come forward and you guys are going to have a union potentially during one of the full moons or the moon cycles. But also I feel like you feel like spiritually it's coming, like, and you're very dedicated towards this notion, okay? So that's kind of what keeps you going and keeps you moving forward, because you know that their masculine is always potentially going to come back for a union and that it's bound to happen. And you're using your intuition on that and your spirituality with the High Priestess of Spirit. And you could also be dealing with a Pisces there too, okay? I love it. So the masculine, wow, we've got loyalty, so much loyalty and devotion here, okay? The masculine is grieving something with the person he's been loyal to or the person that was loyal to him. So I feel like he's now realizing this lesson of loyalty that he may not have had in the past. So this is very significant. I feel like he's grieving his feminine. I feel like he's grieving this loyal bond that he had that he maybe didn't appreciate before, okay? In his head space. In his heart space, we've got Dark Night of the Soul and Rigid. I feel like he feels very, very stuck in this dark place emotionally, okay? He's being very hard on himself. He feels like the world's kind of coming down on him. He doesn't feel like he could get out of this. He feels very stuck, okay? So the masculine's not going through the best emotional space right now. And then, wow, in his physical space, we have focus on forgiveness. So he might be trying to, without even letting the feminine know, make amends with himself, make amends with the situation, forgive. That Six of Swords energy, like I always say, you guys could be mirroring each other. So he could be working on his own recovery and forgiving, you know, this journey and learning all of his lessons, okay? But that could also be why the feminine senses this union around the corner, because as he comes to more peace with the situation and he forgives himself, then he feels like he'll be able to come forward and, you know, show his vulnerability to the feminine here. All right. So that's really cool. All right. We're going to get some more tarot messages and see what else is going on with the Tauruses in January here, okay? A lot of reversals, so I'm not going to take them. You guys could be dealing with a Leo or a Sagittarius. There's a lot of balance, but this is also where I pulled that grief, the temperance. You could be using this grief in some productive, creative way to balance your energies out, to gain more clarity, just to, you know, ground yourself, okay? So you could be manifesting that grief in more creative ways. I do see there's someone still to kind of defend it. Interesting, the Seven of Wands is usually like a very defensive kind of energy, but in this deck she's kind of just like turning away, okay? She just doesn't want to fight anymore. She doesn't want to engage, so she's taking the high road, which I pulled earlier, taking the high road. I feel like that's a really significant message for you guys. The actual card said taking the high road. There's a lot about balance here, and like I said, could be dealing with a Leo with strength, but we got Six of Pentacles, which is all about reciprocity and balance, and Two of Pentacles, which is juggling both sides. Like, look at this, Two of Pentacles and Temperance. There's a lot about like two opposing sides. This could also mean that someone has multiple people that they're trying to decide between, but I feel like there's a balance of energy here going on, especially it being Pentacles, okay? Very interesting. Eight of Swords and Hierophant, which is you guys, the Taurus. I love this Hierophant though. He's so happy, all right? So I feel like you guys have been very conflicted and tied up in the past, but you're going to evolve from that and gain a greater perspective and finally go up that staircase and, you know, have this higher level of consciousness from this situation, okay? All right. So last but not least, I'm going to pull from the Twin Flame Messages Volume 2 and see what this person that you're dealing with wants to communicate to you from their higher self, okay? What do they want to say to Taurus that they're not saying right now? I got caught up in the moment. A lot of signs are pointing to you lately. It's hard for me to open up, and I will come back for you. That's so interesting because that's what I said, that you guys feel like there's union. So I definitely feel like you feel it and you're getting that energy from them that they are going to come back to you, okay? It's hard for them, I feel like, to admit to you what they want to say. I feel like I was kind of getting that message before, but as they go along this journey, they're getting a lot of signs that are pointing to you, and they're not forgetting about your connection, all right? I got caught up in the moment can mean a lot of things. They could have cheated. They could just be caught up with work stuff, family stuff. It could be the holidays and stuff like that, okay? But I feel like they're kind of trying to gain the courage to come back, and I feel like you guys know that because I got the Union card, all right? So, Taurus, so that's the message I have for you guys. It just got cut off at the end. I didn't know why, but I didn't want to end it like that. So, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye.